Hi, Erlen Bakke here, founder of MrOutsource.com and author of the international best-selling book Never Work Again. Today I'm in Hjerkinn, which is in the middle of Dovrefjell. Behind here you can see, well, you can't really see them here today, but we are actually on the roof of Norway. It's called the roof of Norway because we're about 1,000 meters up in the mountains, and there's a beautiful hotel here. There's some horses down there you can go ride. They have really nice rides up in the mountains here, and we also have the Norwegian mountain buffalo living up here in the mountains close to one of the tallest peaks in Norway called Snøhetta. Snøhetta is 2,200 and something meters, and is a very famous mountain here in Norway, and it's also used by the famous Norwegian architectural firm Snøhetta. So Hjerkinn is a point in the middle of the mountains in Norway, and Snøhetta's up there. The buffaloes and stuff are up there around here. And the funny thing with the buffaloes is that they've actually grown up in an environment where they are the dominant animal, so they're not scared of anything. So when they see the train coming, a big train coming, they'll actually just put their head down and go for it, because they're not scared of anything. Imagine that. Imagine living a life where you're not scared of anything. And if you see one of them, you should actually keep about 200 meters distance, because they are not scared of you and they will attack you if you come too close. So it's about 300 of them up here. They live in the wild, and I was really happy to hear that we have wild animals here in Norway up in the mountains. I'm on my way to the west coast, to Geiranger, where I'm going to make a couple of videos along the way. And again, I just love road trips and seeing the world and living the freedom lifestyle. So signing out here from beautiful Dovrefjell. Let's see how this road trip goes. So we've just been driving through Romsdal, and behind here we have what we call Trollveggen. This is where people climb up. Actually, they climb up to the peaks here. And it's a destination for people all over the world to come and climb here. And it's really cool. There's mountains on all sides, as you can see. We'll be driving that way, and of course I'm not going to climb up here today, but maybe one day, who knows. So we're continuing our road trip here through the middle of Norway, from Røros to Geiranger. So beautiful mountains here, really worth driving this road. Amazing views, great waterfalls as you've been seeing. So let's see what else we can find. There we have the traditional telephone box of Norway. Of course, classic, just as classic as the British one. And we have the beautiful mountains. And there's the road we're taking. So behind me here you can see Trollstigen going up. And there's a beautiful waterfall over there. I probably shouldn't do that with the camera. But yeah, we're going up there to the top. So now we're going to drive, and I'll do some footage on the way. So here's the famous Trollstigen behind there going up. And you got two waterfalls on each side. And we're basically going up there. So yeah, very beautiful. And you can see behind here, also very nice. Fantastic, look forward to this. So when driving in Norway, you'll see a whole bunch of these elk signs, and I haven't seen an elk in years, but we nearly hit one today on the road. Luckily the driver was quick on the accelerator, but we see these along the road all the time, and the reality is there's lots of elk. So when you drive in Norway, beware. So this is a typical Norwegian troll who lives here in Trollveggen, basically the troll wall, and he's known for his long nose and cheeky grin. So we're just making our way over to Eidsdal here, and we have to get one of these ferries just over there. And we just came from back here where we drove the Trollstige after the Troll Wall, and there's no more trolls on the other side of the lake here, so it's gonna be all good. So there's basically thousands of these boats around in Norway, bringing you from one side of the fjord to the other side of the fjord, and what we're going towards now is Geiranger, where we're gonna go down the Eagle climb, or the Eagle descent, whatever way you're going, and I'm really looking forward to that. Here we have some local friends, and of course they're walking freely, and a bicycle man. Bicycle man, beautiful mountains, tra-la-la. So there's a viewing platform here. Very cool. Really enjoying this beautiful building back here, probably made by Snøhetta, the architectural company. And the water here is really, really blue, and it's probably like from the glaciers up here. So really enjoying this drive. Look at that little cabin up there, so typical Norwegian, so funny. And then you have modern Norwegian architecture at its best. So the last stretch of this trip so far is down to Geiranger, which is in there. That's basically sea level, and now we're up in the beautiful mountains. We're going to drive Ørneveien down to Geiranger, so it'll be fun. So down here we have Geiranger, and this is called the Eagle Turn. And down there you can see a little boat. This is also where all the cruise ships come in, so if you're ever on a cruise to Norway, you're likely to come in here. Basically you're coming in here, and behind here you can see waterfalls. You can also hear a waterfall behind here. This is like the essence of Norway, with our fjords, with the good old Vikings, you know, little Viking village right in there. And of course I'm Norwegian myself, so I'm really enjoying this. I have not been here since I was 6 years old, and it's definitely on my bucket list. So I'm going to drive down now to Geiranger. So here you can see the 7 sisters, and they are unmarried, because on the other side you have the proposer one. And up here on the side you can see a little farm which was abandoned 100 years ago because of a rock that they were worried was going to fall on it. 100 years later the rock is still there. So the beautiful 7 sisters here in Norway, I believe they are, well, they're famous in all of Norway, but I'm not sure if they're world famous, but probably world famous. 7 sisters, 7 waterfalls next to each other. And here we have the proposer. And the water here is so beautiful and blue. The proposer, which looks like a bottle. So after being rejected by the sisters for so many years, he had to start drinking the bottle. Now I'm in Hotel Øye in Øye, Norangsdalen. So this beautiful hotel was finished in 1891, and it was actually used by many royal families to have a vacation, to get away from the hustle and the bustle of running and owning a beautiful waterfall right there, owning a country. They actually stayed here in the summers, went fishing just down here, and now again it's an open hotel that you can go and stay at. And behind here we'll have the Slogen mountain, which is famous for climbing up it. Basically it's very steep. And yeah, so when you're here, why not stop by Hotel Union Øye and have some food. I'm going to go have some food right now, so let's go check it out. So Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock Holmes, he also stayed here, and it's a really, really old school hotel, so you'll see it now. So all the famous Norwegian writers also stayed here, and it's exactly how it used to be. Well, as close as you can get to it. Another famous person that stayed here was Edward Grieg. There's my friend the moose over there. And here's a very nice bedroom. During the Second World War, this stone was actually catapulted up from an explosion, and it landed here, and it's been here ever since. So this one's called Henrik Ibsen, of course, famous Norwegian. And here's the room. Very nice. Beautiful environments here as well. With Slogen, the mountain. Right. Next stop on our trip is to Sæbø, which where actually 1/4 of my family is from. I'm 1/4 from this area. And this is a different fjord actually. It's called Hardanger Fjord, which is equally beautiful to Geiranger, but not as many tourists go there. So we're gonna get another boat, another of the many boats that we have to go here, and I look forward to seeing it again since I haven't been there since I was 6 years old. So behind here we have the house where my grandmother was from. Grew up with 5 siblings, and they all lived in that little house, and they had a beautiful view. Just behind here where you can see the famous mountain Slogen, and we're getting a boat just back over the fjord here now, on our way to a place called Stranda for a good old Norwegian bondebryllup, farmer's wedding, which doesn't sound so good in English, but in Norwegian it sounds very romantic with the bondebryllup. So I've come to the end of my road trip here on the west coast, and behind here you see beautiful Ålesund city. It is actually one of the biggest collections of Art Nouveau buildings in Norway. Well, it is the biggest Art Nouveau collection in Norway, and a lot of these buildings here are basically you can't do anything with them. They're sacred. The reason why there's so many Art Nouveau buildings here, Jugend-style buildings, is because in 1904 there was a big fire and the entire city was actually burnt to the ground. So 10,000 people then didn't have a home, 850 buildings burnt down. Kaiser Wilhelm II actually used to have holidays in Hotel Union Øye, and then therefore knew about the city of Ålesund. There was actually a depression at the time, but he decided to send ships with lots of materials so that the Ålesunders could rebuild their city. And hence that's why they probably built it out of brick, because the old city burnt down. So one thing to do here is to go up to the top right here. There's stairs going up, and you can probably get a good old waffle over there. Ålesund's also famous for fish boats. So you can see some fishing boats behind me here now, and it's a beautiful city. It's kind of like the Venice of Norway. So let's go check it out. Down here we have the beautiful city center. I was basically down there earlier, and if I just turn around, you can see the Sunnmørske Alps, where you can go skiing in Stranda and lots of other beautiful places. If you've been watching the TV show Vikings, one of the characters there is called Rollo, also Gangerolf, and supposedly he was from this place here, basically Ålesund. Beautiful nature, great food, great people. Of course it's pricey because it's Norway, but I really enjoyed my road trip in Norway. I am from Norway, so I really enjoyed this road trip where we saw Trollveggen, we saw Trollstigen, Geiranger, Seven Sisters, Sabah, and many other places that I've wanted to see for a long time. If you want to learn how to start a business and basically have a freedom business where you can make money all over the world, travel and make money at the same time, make money while you're sleeping, then check out my international best-selling book, Never Work Again, on Amazon. You can get it on audio or paperback or as a ebook. I'm going to sign out here from the top of Ålesund. Just want to say thank you so much, Norway, for being a beautiful country. Erlenbakke here, signing out from Ålesund. Bye-bye.